Hey everybody, it's Brad.
And I'm Christa.
With the Big Family Homestead. You may be wondering to yourself, can I do it? Could I live in a cold weather environment? Mm-hmm. How many years ago did we move here?
It's been 5 years. This is coming up on our 6th winter.
And that is coming from Florida to Ohio to the central Wisconsin, which is actually the base of the Northwoods.
Yep.
Now, I know there's a lot colder areas, but it gets dang cold here. It could be in the negative 20s for a week.
It actually can get even down to negative 35, 40.
So,
thankfully, we haven't experienced that just yet. Actually, I think negative 30 was the lowest.
This year.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you some tips and thoughts on how we have adapted and how many others have adapted, so that if you're thinking, could I do it? Could I move there? Property's pretty cheap. Yeah. This is how we did it. So the first thing is clothing. Mm-hmm. Friends of ours in the UK have said there is no
bad weather, just bad clothing.
No bad weather, just bad clothing.
Yep.
And so that's so true. Mm-hmm. Wait until you get to where you're going to be moving to buy the clothes. Why?
Yes. Because if you're buying winter things in, say, Arizona, it's not gonna work for up here in Wisconsin.
Or Alaska.
Or in Minnesota or wherever. You need to buy your winter clothing from those areas because they're going to stock the stuff that is adequate for that particular winter.
That works there.
Or that weather, yeah.
Absolutely. And another thing is layers. Layers.
Onions have layers.
They do. It's true. Start with thin layers and go many more, and then get a nice winter coat. But the reason for that is you want to be warm but not sweaty.
Right.
And so if you need to take off an outer layer so you can maintain a good temperature,
yep,
that is far better.
Sure.
Talk about gloves.
Man, well, these are not adequate gloves for outside work. Those are definitely, you want the thin slate gloves. Those are going to be way better than, well, not having gloves or thin gloves. So.
Oh, here's another thing when you're talking about keeping your hands and your extremities warm. These things right here.
I'm actually going to give this to you because my hand is hot. It's actually burning me.
Hot hands.
It hurts.
These things are warmers. So when they hit oxygen, they start to warm up, and you can stick them in your gloves, or they make them for your shoes.
Yep.
And they most certainly will keep your fingers from getting all crispity crunchity.
Yes. Oh, yes. Put this up. So, and actually another good type of glove to have is those really inexpensive jersey gloves, those thin ones, because you can have them on when you're working, but then when they're wet, you can take them off.
And just put on another
pair. And you can keep multiple pairs with you. They're just really super easy to discard. You know, if they get wet or torn, they're really inexpensive.
Because excuse me, wet equals cold.
Yes. If your gloves or your clothing is wet, you're going to be even more cold. So you need to change that quickly.
Absolutely. Same thing with your shoes. If you have sweaty feet, then you're going to want to make sure that you can get to a place warm to change those socks out, or you're going to really be miserable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
You want to talk about driving?
Driving has been a nice learning curve. I'm not going to give you all the specifics because there's many things to learn. But practice in an empty parking lot.
A nice, icy, empty parking lot.
Or a cemetery.
Where no one's going to get hurt.
Where no one's going to get hurt. Like when you're going to teach your teenagers how to drive, do that in the wintertime. So.
Yeah. Also, make sure that you stock in your car a nice winter survival kit with some, like a way to cut seat belts, some food, like some like what do they call them things? Power bars.
Yeah, power bars. Lara bars are great. They've got a lot of protein in them. Have some
extra clothes,
blankets. Always keep an extra jacket in your car. I mean, even if you're just running down to the gas station, don't go without it because you don't know what you're going to encounter.
Yep. So definitely practice in the snow and ice before, if you can.
Yep.
But do it in an empty spot.
Yes. Yes.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D is super, super important in the north. As you can see, as we're getting snow blown on our face, it's gray skies. There's not a lot of sun being shined on our area right now, and that's typical. I mean, it can be 7 to 10 days without seeing the sun. That has happened. So get outside when it is sunny. Be outside, be in a window that the sun is coming in. If it's too cold but the sun is still shining, sit in the sunshine.
One thing to add to that is, in at least one room in your house, make sure that you get those LED light bulbs that are daylight,
Yep.
color temperature,
Yep.
and a lot of them.
Yep.
It will help your functioning a lot.
Yep. Seasonal affective disorder stands for SAD. It stands for SAD. Seasonal affective disorder. It is a thing.
Trust me.
Yep.
It has.
Yep.
Now, another thing is, when you do have nice days, get outside and do some of the fun winter activities. There's a lot of stuff to do, whether it's ice fishing or
Just snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, snowmobiling. Yeah.
ATVs on the ice is a lot of fun.
It's also dangerous.
I'm just saying. Just saying. So
Have fun, but be safe.
that's right. What else we got on our list, Mom?
All right, we have, you got that one. We got that one. We did that one.
Yeah. Oh, to the snow equipment.
Okay. Invest in good snow removal equipment. Don't buy junk, because you're gonna buy it again. Hey. Anyway.
For driveways, walkways.
Yes.
For your roof, you're going to need what's called a roof rake.
Yep.
And don't buy a cheapo one, because you will buy it again.
And you'll have to buy it again. And the reason for the roof rake is because roofs only have a certain amount of snow load that they can handle.
Or they'll buckle.
Or they will collapse. So we've seen up here many barns collapse because of snow over the max of snow loads. So a snow rake is great to pull that excess snow off when you have a big blizzard. David actually, our oldest son, lives in upstate New York, and they received 5 feet of snow in a matter of, I think, 36 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And he saw several garages collapse.
But snow removal too. Now, here's the thing. Depending on where you live and how much driveway or walkway you have, a snow blower is really, really great.
Yeah.
If you are going to have like a farm or something like that where you're going to have more space that you need to clear, you want to consider a plow for maybe a vehicle that is just dedicated for that, or a tractor that possibly has a heated cab or a way to get out of the weather.
Right.
Because let me tell you what, guys, our first year, we had an ATV with a little snow plow on the front of it.
5-foot plow on it.
And that was fun, but let me tell you what,
Not safe.
I came in and it was really not that safe, and I was super cold because you're out there for a couple hours.
Yeah. Yep. It was not a good, I know a lot of people can do that. And, even if you have a UTV that's enclosed with a plow on it, that's even better. Something enclosed is going to be a better option than something that's open.
Yep. And I would add to the list too, be intentional about hobbies that can kind of keep your brain moving when it's cold out. Because if you're stuck inside for 8-10 hours a day or all day, you're going to want to keep your brain moving, or else it's easy to get kind of depressed.
Yep. Puzzles, board games, video games even. I mean,
projects in the house. It's fun.
Pick a room to paint, redecorate a room or something like that. But
keep your brain moving.
Keep a project going. It's that tarp.
Oh, we're hearing the tarp slapping in the wind.
Yeah, the wind is kicking, and we're in a spot where it's not bad, but over there by the barn, it's whipping pretty good.
So now here's another thing to just consider, can I do it? And the answer is yeah. If you come with a good attitude and you realize, I know I'm gonna probably have an adjustment period, then you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
It took us a couple years.
It took us a couple of years to get used to
Or
the
seasons.
cold. Seasons, yes. Seasons, definitely. And it's been wonderful, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
I actually don't like the heat anymore.
We actually, believe it or not, we have to use the air conditioner here now.
Yeah, we do.
During the summer.
During the summertime. Like right now.
Woo! It's just because
it's blowing. It's blowing, but 17 degrees outside.
no big deal.
And it's, if we were moving around and working, it would not be a big deal. I'm a little cold right now, just a little cold.
Just because of the wind.
Just because of the wind, and we're standing still. But when you're out working and moving around, it's not terrible in any way. Another thing, if you have animals, you're going to make sure you streamline. Make sure your chores
Oh, that was another thing.
Make sure you're streamlining your chores to make the time that you're outside super short, because you want to make sure you take care of your animals every day, but you don't want to be out in the -30 for very long.
I forgot about
It's
this
not safe.
point. This point I forgot was prepare for everything during the winter to take longer.
Yes.
All of your chores are going
Yes.
to take longer, whether you're busting out ice from the feeding
Right.
or the watering buckets,
Right.
or even if it's just going into town, you're going to have to scrape all the ice off the vehicle.
Right.
If
Plan
you don't
ahead
have
for
a
that.
garage
Yeah.
inside, plan ahead for that. But the other thing is, you'll get used to it surprisingly quick. Like, for example, if it was 35 degrees out right now, like it was yesterday, I would be way overdressed.
Oh,
It would be
yes.
super hot.
Yeah, I know, and a lot of folks, especially our father, dad, he
lives in Florida.
He lives in Florida, and he's like, oh, I just
can't
can't
believe
handle
it.
the cold. And I totally get that. I can't handle the heat anymore. I mean, it's the same, just reverse. But, you have layers on, and when you're out working and the sun comes out and you start to warm up, you take off those layers so you're not sweating. Because when you sweat, you get wet, and that equals cold.
Yep. So can it be done? The answer is absolutely yes.
Yes.
You just got to have a good attitude and, well, heed a few of these tips.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's a lot of other people that have put tips down in the comments section.
Yep.
So that's that.
That's it.
Hopefully it's been an informative and a blessing.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe
And share it with all your friends.
ding that bell.
Yeah.
Have an awesome and blessed day.
Bye.